Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with women's tennis coach Erin Ness, men's lacrosse captain Joe Wood, and men's tennis captain Taylor Shamshiri. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington in lay athletics. Both tennis teams claimed ODAC titles at Sweetbriar, with the women defeating Roanoke and the men knocking off Virginia Wesleyan in Sunday's championship matches. The two squads have secured automatic bids to the NCAA Division III tournament. At the ODAC Golf Championship in Conover, North Carolina, the men's team placed second overall, while the women finished third. First-year Conley Hurst tied for first, falling on a playoff hole for the individual men's championship. The top-seeded women's lacrosse team held off Randolph-Macon for a 16-15 win in the ODAC semifinals. The Generals will now play host to Guilford in the championship match this Saturday. Baseball went 0-2 in the ODAC tournament in Lynchburg, losing 5-4 in 10 innings to eventual champion Bridgewater, and then dropping a 6-3 decision to top-seed Shenandoah. At Radford's Highlander Invitational, first-year women's track and field athlete Dana Lee broke the school record in the 100-meter dash. And back in Lexington, men's lacrosse clinched a share of the regular season conference championship with an 8-6 win over Hampton-Sydney. The Generals earned the number 2 seed for the ODAC tournament, with the semifinals and championship to be held at Roanoke College this weekend. With me now is women's tennis coach Erin Ness. Erin, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Jeremy.
The ODAC championship for the Generals this weekend was the 12th straight and 24th overall. How pleased were you with the way the team performed in the conference tournament?
I thought the team performed well overall. It's always nice to clinch an ODAC championship. We need to play a little better for the NCAA tournament, but in order for us to clinch the championship, we played well up and down the line, and I couldn't be happier.
Sonia Meehan's season began with a runner-up finish at the ITA Small College National Championship. She's 21-2 in singles. She and Patricia Kirkland are 17-4 in doubles this year. How important is it to have such an effective number 1 seed as you get set for the NCAAs?
I think it's very important. It's important to have your top player go in with a lot of confidence, because that trickles down to the rest of the team and hopefully builds everyone's confidence. And so I think if Sonia plays well, goes in the tournament confident, everyone else is going to go in as well, and we can do some amazing things with that.
How strong is the Generals lineup from top to bottom?
I think we're very strong. We're a deep team. We're a talented team. We're definitely motivated right now, and I feel like if we play at our best, then we can get out of our regional and go to the Final 8.
I think you just hinted at this, but what are the team's expectations for the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I mean, not to be repetitive, but it is to get out of our regional and go to the Final 8. And so we don't know where we're going to go, but we're ready for anybody and feel that we can beat anybody in the nation.
Erin, thanks for joining us here. Best of luck in the NCAAs.
Okay, thank you very much.
With me now is Joe Wood, senior lacrosse captain from Bronxville, New York. Joe, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Over the last week, WNL put together a dominant performance against Virginia Wesleyan. You then held off a rally to knock off Hampton-Sydney in the final game. How pleased were you with the way the Generals finished the regular season?
Well, starting 2-4 is always it's tough on a team's morale, and since then we've really kind of turned it on. Had one loss to Lynchburg, an 11-8 loss. From then we kind of turned it on, brought a whole new energy to our play. Finishing off with the senior day win against Hampton-Sydney is always a really big feat. 8-6 was just a great game, great way to end the regular season.
How has the offensive midfield contributed to the General success in 2014?
The offensive midfield is, of course, a unit I've been associated with the last 4 years here at WNL. And, I've always had kind of my best friends involved in that group, too. This year, actually, we've been pretty fortunate. A lot of the top guys that we have playing offense have played significant time on defense, and some kids like Garrett Paglia and Jack Reuter stay on the field almost essentially the entire game. So playing with them is not just offensive minded, but some great all-around midfielders.
The Generals will face Lynchburg in the ODAC semifinals in Salem on Saturday. If you win, you'll take on Roanoke or Hampton-Sydney in Sunday's championship. What are the keys to beating 2 quality opponents on consecutive days?
Well, of course, the ODAC's setup now is pretty unique, and you get a great setup here at Roanoke. So, of course, the first order of business is beating Lynchburg, and that will be a tough game, always a tough fought battle, and we really look forward to taking advantage of this this hopeful ODAC run.
What would a conference championship mean to you and the rest of the senior class?
Well, the senior class has been through a lot. The first 2 years we had kind of slow starts. Last year had one of the best seasons in WNL history, and of course ended up 2 goals short against Roanoke. Finishing it off with that ODAC title would be a whole new mark on the program that we would love to leave with.
Joe, thanks for joining us. Best of luck this weekend.
Thanks so much.
I'm joined now by Taylor Shamshiri, junior tennis captain from Austin, Texas. Taylor, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Washington League cruised to its 33rd ODAC title this past weekend, but the conference is getting better. How much have you seen the ODAC improve over the last 3 years, and how does that benefit WNL?
Yeah, the conference has definitely gotten a lot better. I would say the biggest change I've noticed is just the overall depth of the conference, both in the conference overall within the teams and within each individual team. There are more competitive teams. You know, there was a really tight race for the 4th and 5th seeds this year in the tournament. And then also each individual's team lineups have gotten much stronger. 1 through 6 are all very solid players now.
You and Michael Holder, 21-4 on the season, including a 15-3 mark at ¡1 doubles in your dual matches. What are the keys to building a successful partnership in doubles?
That's kind of a tough question to answer because each team is very different. I would say the biggest thing is you just have to. There's a certain chemistry that gets developed between partners, and luckily for us, that came to us fairly quickly last year when we played for the first time in the fall. You know, we noticed, and the coaches noticed that we had the potential to do something pretty cool last year, and then having as successful of a season as we did, and then making our run to the semifinals of individual nationals, really gave us a lot of confidence coming into this year, and we kind of played with that confidence all year.
The Generals non-conference schedule has included Emory, Johns Hopkins, and Carnegie Mellon, among many other tough opponents. How have those matches prepared you for the NCAA tournament?
Well, I mean, those are the matches that basically are going to define how our tournament plays out. Those are the teams that we're really looking forward to beat, and those are the teams that you have to beat if you want to advance far into the tournament. This will be my 3rd consecutive year going to the tournament, and we made it to the 2nd round my freshman year. We lost in the 1st round last year, a close one, and so this year one of our big goals and something I really want to accomplish is making it either to the 3rd round or even further, making it out of our region, making it to the Elite 8.
Taylor, thanks for joining us here. Best of luck in the NCAAs.
Thank you.
For WNL Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.